Everybody, Kevin here again from the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today Alexa skill, and today we are going to be reviewing the year in music that was 2018, as well as handing out our year-end awards. Okay, so here's how this video is going to go. First, we are going to go through 2018 as a whole and review it, and then compare it to how it was versus 2017. Take a look at the good, the bad, the in-between. Then we're going to take a look at pop music, see what happened there, and then we are going to go into our year-end awards, which I'm really excited for. Alrighty, so let's jump into this video, shall we? So taking a look at the year 2018, I think we had a very interesting year in rock music. Taking a look at the positives, I think the biggest thing that we saw was the reemergence of Architects after the death of Tom Cyril. We did do an album review on this album, Holy Hell, 2 weeks ago, and we were blown away by it. Architects did a fantastic job keeping what was Tom Cyril's influence in the band while showing what they went through and kind of what really went on in their minds as they made that record and went through the grieving process, showing their fans that as well. The same thing happened with Mike Shinoda, who released Post Traumatic close to a year after the death of Linkin Park frontman Chester Bennington. A lot of rock fans, including myself, were very intrigued by the project, weren't sure what to think of it, and it was fantastic. One of the things we saw was some good experimentation. We thought that Muse did an interesting job with what they did. We saw a couple other bands do the same thing as well, so we had a lot of good things come our way. I think the bad part about 2018 was that there were a lot of albums and a lot of music that came out that was very polarizing and pitted fans against each other on each end of the spectrum. We saw bands that released albums like Disturbed, 30 Seconds to Mars, 3 Days Grace, and Memphis May Fire all do this, where their original fans, their more hardcore fans, the ones that started out with them earlier, really did not like their albums. I saw a lot of that on Twitter. We saw a lot of other fans, some more newer fans, and maybe some older fans as well, really like the new stuff. And it's all up to preference, it's all up to your idea, all up to what you like in music. However, the fact that those albums came out and all of a sudden you've got a schism in between your fan bases, that was something that really dragged down 2018 for me. In comparison to 2017, I thought 2017 musically was better than 2018, but I think the highs that 2018 hit with bands like Architects, Beartooth, Memphis May Fire releasing a couple of their songs, Muse's Experimentation, which I thought was alright, Atreyu, I thought they did a fantastic job, so the highs were there. When it comes to pop music in 2018, I am so thankful that things like Bluetooth and FM transmitters and aux cords exist, because I was not subjected to scrolling through the radio and trying to find a channel and be subjected to listening to Cardi B or Nicki Minaj or Shawn Mendes or country music, because that's just not what I like. I love the fact that we have this because I did not listen to any of the mumble rap, any of the pop that was out there. I loved April and May, driving down the road, cranking some Godsmack, cranking some Shinedown, some of the new stuff, don't worry about that, and just rolling right through it. It was fantastic, and I'm so thankful those exist because I got to listen to all the rock music in all its glory. Alright, enough of that. Let's jump into the awards. This is how we're going to do it. I'm going to tell you what award we're giving. We're going to run through the nominees. I'm going to tell you the winner, and then I'm going to give you the reasons why after that. So, I'm excited. Let's get started. So first, we are going to be giving our award for Most Surprising Album. This is an album that I was either not expecting or had rather low expectations for, and when it came out and I listened to it, I thought, whoa, okay, I'm a big fan of this. So let's take a look at our nominees, which are going to be right here. We have Architects with Holy Hell. We also have Black Veil Brides with Veil. I've also got Mike Shinoda with Post Traumatic. I've got Rise Against's The Ghost Note Symphonies, and I've got Tremonti's A Dying Machine. And the winner is Rise Against with The Ghost Note Symphonies. Taking a look at all of these albums, I thought they were all incredible in their own right. I'm going to lump Architects, Holy Hell, and Mike Shinoda's Post Traumatic into one, because though they are very different musically, they both dealt with the theme of death of a major member in the bands that they were in. Mike Shinoda with Linkin Park, Architects as a whole losing Tom Cyril, and I've gone over that before. It was a bold move, and I think they did it incredibly well on both ends, from the metalcore end and from more of a hip-hop end that Mike Shinoda was going for. I really liked it. going towards Tremonti's A Dying Machine. I haven't heard of Tremonti at all before this year when I went to go see them in concert, open for 10 years. So I did not expect anything from A Dying Machine when I actually listened to it. When I did, I thought, this is very interesting. I was surprised. This was a surprise that I was not sure, that I didn't know what I was getting into, really. I did not know. And when I did, I was happy with what I heard. Looking at Black Veiled Bride's Veil, I know Black Veil Bride's a very polarizing band, but everything that was in this album was what I liked off of their previous albums. So I've been listening to it, here and there. I've enjoyed it. It was a nice surprise for me. But when I found out that Rise Against was going to drop the Ghost Note symphonies, holy hell, was I excited, was I just ecstatic. And then I listened to it and I just couldn't believe what they did. Yes, I understand they took a good amount of their old songs, actually a bunch of their old songs, and made them into acoustic versions, which, that can be tough. But the biggest reason why I put it on there was because all those songs had a completely different meaning with their acoustic version. Songs like Voices Off Camera, Like the Angel, Savior. I gotta put Savior on there because Savior went from my favorite song, as it is normally, and the acoustic version, I called it Hauntingly Beautiful. It was amazing. I could not believe that it happened. I love listening to that album when I'm kind of feeling a little more mellow, a little more down, and I cannot wait for Volume 2 to come out, if it ever does. Now it's time to give out our award for Most Disappointing Album of the Year. This is the album that I had high expectations for when it came out, and it just let me down completely. Again, nominees are on our left. Let's take a look. We have 12 Bloody Spies by Chevelle, Evolution by Disturbed, Simulation Theory by Muse, I've got Outsider by 3 Days Grace, and America by 30 Seconds to Mars. And the winner is Outsider by 3 Days Grace. Taking a look at these albums, I looked at 12 Bloody Spies and I was incredibly excited when they first released Sleepwalking Elite, their lead single on it. It hit hard and I thought, oh man, if this is the lead track off of their B-side album, I cannot wait to see what they've been holding back on us. And, oh man, I have to, lower my expectations there a little bit because it was a B-side and rarities album. I did enjoy hearing another version of The Clincher and Sleep Apnea. However, the album just was pretty much downtrodden after that initial release of Sleepwalking Elite. Same problem with Evolution by Disturbed. When they dropped Are You Ready, I thought this is going to be another hard-hitting album, much like Indestructible or Immortalized was. I was excited, and the album was a lot more slower paced. It had a lot more acoustic version to it, a lot more melodic, much like how they were when they released the Sound of Silence cover. I think that's what they were going for, and it really polarized what Disturbed fans thought of it, because I saw a lot of people that liked it, a lot of people that didn't. I was on the fence about it because I'm like, I do like some of what they did, but I just want that hard sound, so it really kind of let me down. Muse's Simulation Theory, I was hoping it would be a lot more like Drones was, because I really like Drones, but it just really kind of let me down. The fact it was very experimentative, and I do understand that, so I had to be like, okay, it wasn't all that bad. Taking a look at America by 30 Seconds to Mars, as much as I like 30 Seconds to Mars, I really did not like this album. I will go into that a lot more later, but most disappointing album of the year goes to Outsider by 3 Days Grace, and this is because when I first heard the opening single, which was The Mountain, I was blown away. I thought they finally figured out what they were going to do with Matt Walsh's voice and how it fits in with the band, how to make their sound, and I'm like, yes, let's go. Then they released The Outsider, which was their second single. I'm like, oh, okay. Then they released Right, Left, Wrong, the third single, and I kind of just went, bleh! What are you guys doing? It was such a bad song. And then I listened to the rest of the album, I just don't remember. It just really let me down. Infrared was not that bad of a tune, much like The Mountain, but the whole album just really brought it down after the expectation that I had of it when it first dropped, when The Mountain first dropped, so that's why it wins or loses Most Disappointing Album of the Year. Now it's time for the cream of the crop, the Album of the Year. Nominees are on my left. Let's see who we have. We have Holy Hell by Architects. I've got In Our Wake by Atreyu. I have Disease by Beartooth. We've got Ember by Breaking Benjamin. And When Legends Rise by Godsmack. And the winner is... dun, 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 Disease by Beartooth. Taking a look at these bands and these albums, I was, again, completely blown away by Holy Hell by Architects. Is not the metalcore guy that I am. I did really enjoy the album. I like what they did. I'm not going to go further in it because I've already done a video on that. Taking a look at Atreyu, In Our Wake. I really not the biggest fan of Atreyu before this album. I listened to it In Our Wake, The Time Is Now, Anger Left Behind. I love these songs. I could not get enough of them, and I just kept listening. I thought this is a great album, and it really brought me into Atreyu. Breaking Benjamin, when they dropped Ember, I first heard Red Cold River, and I was like, yes! And then I heard Psycho, and I was like, yes! Even though, again, it's Breaking Benjamin, they keep that same consistent sound. I thought this sound was a little bit harder than what they normally would go with, and I thought this was actually a pretty good album. I'm going to go to Godsmack When Legends Rise, and I thought this band still shows that they can still rock. I really do struggle to find a song that is not that good on this album, and I was going to put it as my number one when, the halfway point of the year kind of came through. But then when Disease by Beartooth dropped, oh my lord. Greatness or Death, it starts out very calm. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And it hits hard. Disease, the titular track, is one of the best songs on the record. And you just keep going through. And I never felt like I wanted to turn off this album or skip a song on my first 3 passes through. That's very rare for me to do. And I thought, man, this blew me out of the water. I could not believe it. I was super excited, and I had this in my head as the album of the year for the past couple of months, and nothing's shown me that it is otherwise, or nothing's beat it. Architects came close. I'm going to give them that. But in the end, Disease by Beartooth. Finally, our last album where we have Worst Album of the Year, and this is the album that just flat out stinks. Again, nominees are on my left. Let's take a look. We have Gravity by Bullet for My Valentine, and Justice for None by Five Finger Death Punch, Palms by Thrice, Outsider by 3 Days Grace, and America by 30 Seconds to Mars. And the winner or loser is America by 30 Seconds to Mars. All these albums I did have an issue with. When I listened to Bullet for My Valentine's Gravity, I was hoping that they'd do a return to Tears Don't Fall because I really liked when they did that. I liked that older sound, and they just kind of went a different direction that really did not resonate with me well at all, nor with a good amount of the fans on social media. And Justice for None by Five Finger Death Punch was the most polarizing album of the year, and most of that polarization went towards the negative side. There were a lot of fans that hated it. I looked on Twitter, and I saw that about 98% of the people were just bashing this album. I took a listen to it, and I could easily see why it was not Five Finger Death Punch's best outing, and I do agree with them. It kind of stunk. Thrice's Palms, I thought was going to bring them back into prominence, and they had one hell of a social media campaign. I thought it was great. I listened to the album, and I just thought, this is kind of whiny. It just, that post-hardcore sound that they were known for with the Artist and the Ambulance was not there, and it just did not sound right. Hold Up a Light is an okay tune, but again, I haven't really been demanding like, oh, I have to make sure I listen to this all the time. I already went through why I disliked Outsider by 3 Days Grace earlier when we gave out our Most Disappointed Album Award, and now it's time to get into what I dreaded, 30 Seconds to Mars' America. As many of you guys know, I really like 30 Seconds to Mars as a band. I love their first 2 albums and a good chunk of what This Is War had on it. I really did. But America is just a crapshoot of an album. This is not a 30 Seconds to Mars rock album. This ended up being a Jared Leto solo album. This is evident if you listen to the music because guitars are almost non-existent in here. And if you listen to it, you can't find them anywhere. And if you saw the news that happened this year, Tomo left the band. Probably because he wasn't getting any work. Who knows? I don't know the inner workings of the band, but that really let me down because I just thought this is way too poppy. If you take a look at Shannon's contribution to the band, the drums are really taken out of it. I mean, outside of his singing debut on Remedy, he's almost non-existent as well. Jared Leto's voice is overpowering everything. And they have a lot of electronic tracks. They have a lot of tracks that feature, pop artists. One track mine features A$AP Rocky. I can't remember the other one, like Love is a Madness or something. It features Halsey. It just doesn't sound right. It's very electronic, very pop driven, and again, I do understand when I heard it from Jared why they made this album because it kind of brings more people into that 30 Seconds to Mars fan base. You're bringing a lot more pop music generation into it, but you're really incredibly alienating the rock fans who want rock music. I do like Walk on Water. I think that is one hell of a track. Live Like a Dream is a fun track. I totally understand it. But the album is just so bad and so bland. Also, when we were at Camp Mars this year, I did get a chance to listen to a previous version of Rescue Me, which would fit really well on the This Is War album, and I wish they would have gone with that, but that just doesn't work. There were 2 shows at Camp Mars this year, and the first concert they did was very soft. It was very America-oriented. It was very calm, and I'm just like, this is not what I came here for. I want to see him perform The Kill. I want to see Attack. I want to hear Close to the Edge. I mean, they did Kings and Queens every single night. They did Walk on Water every single night. I want to hear some stuff from the original album. And the second concert was better, but it just didn't really work out. And why this is happening, I think I have 2 theories for this, which can be justified. And one is Jared Leto just wants to go pop now. Again, he's very experimental. I do like the guy. I had a chance to talk to him. He's a nice guy. Reminds me of my best friend. But I just want that rock sound again, and I think another reason they're going away from it is because I don't think Jared can hit those notes anymore, those screams like he does on the Attack and the Killin' from yesterday. I don't think he can hit those anymore. I did not hear them at the concert. I did not hear them at camp, and it just really bummed me out. This album was a huge bummer. I do not listen to it at all. I am mad that I have the vinyl of it, but I had to get the vinyl of it to complete the discography of them, and oh man, it's junk. Alrighty, time to give out our Worst Song of the Year award. This is the song that just was, ugh. I've got the nominees up here, but I gotta read them down here because I don't remember off the top of my head. So we have for our nominees, Indifference by Chevelle, I've got Already Gone by Disturbed, Another Level by Hollywood Undead, Dig Down by Muse, Kill Your Conscience by Shinedown, Right Left Wrong by 3 Days Grace, and One Track Mind by 30 Seconds to Mars featuring A$AP Rocky. And the loser is Right Left Wrong by 3 Days Grace. Right Left Wrong has to be hands down the worst song of 2018. I was going to pick One Track Mind by 30 Seconds to Mars, but no song just pissed me off to my core than Right Left Wrong did. When I first listened to the song, it started out kind of electronic-y, and I thought, oh, this is a little different. Let's see where this goes. Then it gets into it, and it sounded like they were trying to go for this real angsty, make a statement that I'm not gonna take your crap anthem that, you listen to when you're a teenager or a junior in high school where you're like, yeah, screw you, society. I'm not gonna take any of your crap. But it was just so bad. The instrumentation was off. It was very slow. And the part that got me the most was when the chorus dropped and they went with left, right, left, right, left, wrong. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? How lazy do you have to be to write those lyrics? I could write them too. Look, step, clap, step, clap, slip. I mean, come on. You can do better than that, 3 Days Grace. I expected a lot more out of you. I expected, come on. You guys were so great when you had Adam Gontier. I did enjoy parts of Human with Matt Walsh, and when The Mountain came out, I thought, whoa, okay, maybe they got their sound out. And this just completely lost it for me for you guys, because how boring, how bland, how much of a statement song are you trying to make with right, left, wrong? I mean, come on, guys. I can't believe this. The laziness behind it, the repetitiveness of laziness, and just an overall bad song that pissed me off to my core. I still refuse to listen to this song because of how bad I think it is. I am getting heated over here just talking about it. I've had enough of this song. This song deserves to be thrown in a vault with a stick of dynamite lit and explode at the bottom of the ocean. I am not kidding you. I hate this song. Alright, now that I'm calmed down a little bit, let's go to the last award we have, which is Best Song of the Year, which is the song that's far above and better than any song I heard this year. Nominees are there, but I gotta read them off of here because I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, so here we go. We have, for Best Song of the Year, Mortal After All by Architects. We have Inner Wake by Atreyu, Disease by Beartooth, Red Cold River by Breaking Benjamin, Mantra by Bring Me the Horizon, Sleepwalking Elite by Chevelle. I know I have it up there as Sleepwalking Enemies. Give me a break. We have Every Part of Me by Godsmack, The Old Me by Memphis May Fire, Crossing the Line by Mike Shinoda, and The Mountain by 3 Days Grace. And the winner is The Old Me by Memphis May Fire. Much like no song pissed me off and made me hate something more than Right Left Wrong did by 3 Days Grace, this is the exact opposite. No song made me just jacked up, ready to go run through a wall, and made me listen to it over and over and over and over again like The Old Me by Memphis May Fire did. Now, from what I saw on Twitter from people, and if you guys are watching this video, I know you're probably going to give me a bunch of slack, Memphis May Fire fans, or a bunch of flack, I should say, because I know a lot of you guys really didn't like this album and weren't the biggest fan of this song, but again, this is my video, it's my opinion, and I thought this song was the best song of the year. The guitar and instrumentation started out really well, very fast paced, and it brought me in. When I first heard it, I was like, ooh, all right, let's hear this. When Matty Mullen's voice comes in, he doesn't scream at all at the start. He actually sings. I'm like, oh, okay. And just it builds up, and when the chorus hits, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm enjoying this. As the song progresses, it keeps that up, and then the breakdown happens where Matty Mullins finally just lets it loose and screams at the top of his lungs. And as much as I'm not the biggest fan of that, that one had me almost falling out of my chair the first time I heard it and almost going, whoa! I don't believe this. I actually don't believe this. It was the song that right when I heard it, I thought this is my pick for the best song of the year, and I hope it stays the same after I first heard it. As I make this video right now, because if it's by the end of 2018, I probably will listen to this song over 200 times. Again, it's a song that just keeps calling me back to it. It's a great tune. I know it's not a classic Memphis May Fire tune or one that really follows their metalcore sound, but this is a great song. I love it. I liked it better than any other song this year, and it is my pick for the best song of 2018. Alrighty, that's it. Thank you for watching the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today video of the 2018 year-end review. If you think I got the awards and the year-end review right, wrong, or you just want to yell at me, hit that like button, the dislike button, and tell me in the comments below, but just don't dislike this as much as the 2018 YouTube Rewind. Or do, it might get me some publicity. Ha ha ha. If you want to keep up to date with us, you got to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. You want to know why? Because then you'll be notified when we release a video every Wednesday, no matter what. Also, if you're not following us on social, because I've got Facebook, I've got Twitter, and I've got Instagram, what are you doing? Follow us. I got links in the description below. Click on them, follow them. I've also got my personal Twitter in the link in the description below if you guys want to follow that as well. And just, yell at me about music personally. Lastly, but most importantly, if you have an Amazon Alexa, if you got one for Christmas or if you just have one, please, please, please enable the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today Alexa skill. All you have to do is tell Alexa, hey Alexa, add My Song of the Day Rock 2000 Day Alexa skill. Or I've got a link in the description below. Click it on your phone. Your Alexa app will open. You just have to add that to your skill set. And if you want to hear the song, say, hey Alexa, play my song of the day. Alexa will play that song of the day every single day, and you'll get a new one every single day. You can listen to it as much as you want. Please do. Please follow. Please add. I thank you. Now that's it for me. Thank you for watching. This is Kevin from the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today YouTube channel saying, see ya!